I've been told.
I don't think so, Jeremy.
It's in the city.
Because it's in the city itself.
Yeah.
It's not until you hit the line, they call it,
Yeah.
people refer to it as a county road, just like my road.
Mhm.
There's no sign that says School Street, it says Joliet Fromberg.
Yeah, no, it's,
So it's my responsibility.
yeah, it's your responsibility.
To
And
the
that's-
city line.
And you know, that's the deal, that getting, I think maybe get something from the railroad in writing for the purpose of, but they need to be aware of, you know, somebody's stuck on the tracks, do you guys want, you know, we don't want them hit, I'm sure they don't want them hit either, you know.
Well, could we ask you, Jeremy, would you see what you can do to get ahold of the railroad?
Yeah.
Since you're the one that's gonna be in contact with
Yeah,
them,
I can.
find
get
out,
that
get it
done.
in writing so that we know what, and we can file it here, so that we know
Okay.
what the rules are and what we can and can't do. Good suggestion, thank you.
So other than that, the expenses of daily water testing and the sewer treatment visits, then I gave you guys a copy of a graph, of sorts, I guess, in there. I received another training from the people that we get our water meters from, like the radio meters and stuff. And he taught me, it's called data logging. And that's just an example of what the radio reads. I can go to a customer's house and with the radio running, I can monitor, that's like a 24-hour period of somebody's, a customer of Fromberg. And so if they question the bill or the water usage, I can do like a 24-hour period, and then it helps them, helps us, and then it helps them, because that'll detect a leak also.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's good.
And then it just, and then if they have questions, I can print that out for them to say, here's what you're using in 24 hours. And it'll go up to, like, I think almost a month. But it's probably quite a lot of data for that to load, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
anyway, that was just a really cool thing that I learned with that guy.
Okay.
As a backup for me to have if we get questions and stuff like that. And then, basically, lastly, I finally got the burn pit taken care of, finally. So that's done, and then, once weather breaks, I'll clear it up again, or I'll probably have to do another burn. Tidy it up around the edges where people were throwing it, because it got so full. And
I
get
see
everything
quite a
back in
bit,
the
I see
middle.
quite a bit of metal out there, is that?
Yeah, I don't know if there's I don't know if a bigger sign would help. There's so much junk in there, I don't know.
Yeah,
I have a recommendation, because you guys are gonna have problems with that forever. If you fence it off, I would be willing myself to pay $10 a year for the purpose of using it. If you fenced it off with a lock, that we had to come down here, check out with Jan, Tammy Taylor's gonna use it,
Oh,
she'll bring the key back.
People dump on the weekends and Jan's not here on the weekend.
Well, then it's locked up.
And people only have weekends in Fromber.
yeah, that's,
Yeah, but you know, when you
You can't
abuse a
make it that
situation,
inaccessible if you're gonna have
and
it.
I could make myself available,
Yeah.
because that is a good idea, because it's,
when you abuse a situation, do you want it to the point that we can't use it? And I mean, that's, when people start dumping stuff that they're not supposed to be dumping there, the state will come in and say, guess what? It's closed down,
Then I just dump it by the fence.
you know, but,
Then you put up a camera.
Yeah. The abusers are gonna keep abusing no matter what you do.
so, but, so
I don't know, I just drove by it the other day and I noticed that, you know, there was a metal chair sitting there and I didn't know how much other metal was in there, and I know that that's an issue that we have. Cause we're trying not to, you know, tear up tobacco, running over stuff that we shouldn't be running over.
yeah. Well, and those tires get expensive.
Very expensive.
yeah, mostly clean, but yeah, and I still haven't gone through it or had to, you know, just with the weather and everything, but anyway, so that's kind of finally, I'll just try to clean that up once the weather breaks and stay on top of it this time, or keep ahead of it.
Well, and it's, I understand it's hard to burn when we got it, when we can't burn in the county. So it's just one of those things, and that's kind of what happened, so. But actually, Jeremy, I think you're doing a wonderful job. I appreciate all your hard work. And thank you, because keeping the streets open, I haven't got stuck yet. You know, so for me, that's pretty good. So, but I want to thank you.
Thanks.
For doing that. But not to be left alone, I want to thank our clerk, Jan, for the hard work that she does. I don't wanna leave anybody out. Jan is here all the time, she works hard, and I appreciate all the hard work you guys do. I know you probably don't hear that all the time out there, somebody's always got something to say. Just let you know, a lot of people in this town appreciate what you're doing. Thank you.
So yeah, if there's any questions, then that's my report.
I'll remind me to ask you later about the data logging, because I have a question regarding the Tomahawk.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, now, as far as, with the Public Works and all that, I went this past, month to a Montana Contractors Association, awards deal up in Helena. And it was kind of neat, there was, all the contractors from the state were represented. And we had, well, the Missouri River are the contractors that won the award. And they invited a member from the town to go up and to be there with them while they accept the award. And they were the only contractors that had a member of the town or representative of what the project was for, as well as the engineering group. So we had Chad from Great West Engineering was there, and Chris from Missouri River, and several of their crew. And it was a very nice event. Had a real nice prime rib dinner, awards, and they took pictures. So we're gonna get one of the awards that they're having it made so that we can put it on our wall in there. And this is for our new sewer facility, is what we got it for. And it was the 2018 Environmentally Excellence Awards, special recognition for the waste management system. So, and they had a pretty nice little write-up in here about it, us getting the Sager system, and took a lot of pictures, and, you know, so. And it was a neat experience to go up there and see what these contractors do around the state, and how they're recognized for some of the stuff they do. And a lot of really interesting concrete work that they do. So it was fun to do. I enjoyed it. I want to thank the town for letting me go up there and be a part of that. But we'll move on. Does anybody else have any questions for Jeremy?
Nope.
Okay. Employee reports, request letters of support, and need for financial assistance for May training.
That's me.
That's you?
Yeah, I'm just letting you know you're receiving the usage and billing summary, billing journal summary, collections history, revenue voucher detail, combined sales register, copy of Bank of Bridger statements, claims by vendor reports, cash reports, statement of expenditure budget versus actual, and statement of revenue budget versus actual. And that's what you're receiving in your packets. And then as far as the letter of approval, you've already approved me going to the training in May, but there's a scholarship out that they are offering for the clerks. And it's just a letter stating that you approve of me going and that you support my going to this training, and that we could use the financial assistance, and they would pay, if I was accepted for the scholars, they would pay my way completely. So that's, I'm just getting approval if I write up a letter, or Shirley writes up a letter, just to make sure that you guys know that it's gonna, that there will be one going out to the scholarship people, saying, yes, you guys are, support me in going to school, and yes, we could use the financial assistance.
Is that something we need to sign?
I don't know that for sure. I've got some of this stuff, but if, when the letter gets written, I can have you all sign it. Or we can, you know,
I think the mayor signing it needs to be, especially since you've already voted that she approved it.
So it was just a letter of approval and that stating that financial assistance.
Probably wanna get that in as soon as possible.
March, and I think they sent it to April now too, so. But yes, we'll get it all in and ready to go.
Okay, good. And I think, Jeremy, you're scheduled for some class too, right?
Yeah, 20th through the 25th. Or no, 22nd through the 25th.
Of this month?
Yeah, up in Great Falls.
Okay.
Yeah,
And-
for the certification
Okay,
test and classes.
okay, good. Good.
There's another class that Jeremy may not know about, you're taking the water certification, right? There's another class, the Billings Spring Water School is coming up right in Billings. It's, Jeremy, you'll wanna check March or April. Yeah, and, if you do well on the water, you might wanna jump right in and get your sewer certification. I think they do that there. Although it's the Billings Spring Water School, so maybe they don't do the sewer certification there, but
I believe Pete told me that's when.
they
that
do,
was.
okay, okay, so anyway, just FYI, there's something
You'd
coming
be
up.
interested in it?
Yeah, I'm one step at a time. Get the
Yeah, okay.
water.
You're gonna think about the water first.
Yeah.
then. Okay. Okay, sounds good. So we can bring that up at a later date?
Yeah.
Okay. Make sure it's in here. Anybody have any other questions for Jan? Any questions? Okay. We have Great West Engineering draw request number 22. Oh, let's see, is that something I need to read? The draw request on that?
It's just what information, everybody has the information, it's just, they want another draw from.
You could just indicate the amount.
Yeah.
This has already been
Yeah,
set up in this payment.
Okay, the amount is. Draw request number 22. For $4,000, is that a request for $4,000?
it's 4,000 from RD and then there's 1,000 something from, our, town funds.
Okay. And that would be $1,625 from town? Okay, so a total of $5,625. We have a motion?
Motion we approve draw request number 22.
I second.
We have a motion and a second for Great West Engineering draw request number 22. All in favor? Okay, change order, Great West Engineering change order number 3.
Tim, I haven't seen that change request, could you mind just summarizing what it is that he's asking for
Okay.
briefly, in 5 words or less?
5 words or less says change order number 3.
That's 4.
Okay, let's see what it's.
I just wanna make sure that UV sensor is in there.
10 yards of gravel.
Oh, for the road? Oh,
Says description, the owner requested quotes to perform minor additional electrical work and provide additional gravel surfacing approximately 10 cubic yards to the access road.
okay.
That's pretty good, isn't it?
And I believe the UV is in there, that's why he put the change order 3 in it.
Well, it's got a cost somewhere here. Would you like to,
I can
chart
make
report?
copies
Got
of
a
it
spare
for
UV
reviews.
sensor,
Yeah.
$500.
Okay, great, great. Anything about chart recorder or anything in there? Or do you take that
You
out?
got chart recorder for 2,800.
Oh, great, okay.
And lift station inspection windows, transfer switch, tamper-proof cover, key switch, wall-mounted thermostat, 2-minute heater, spare UV sensor, additional gravel and access road.
Great, that gravel was your baby, Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, did you hit that manhole down there with a snowplow?
No, I haven't hit nothing.
No, he's been watching for it. Yeah, he knows to watch for it, but, yeah, that's great that they got that in there. Yeah,
It's something
okay,
we haven't tore up yet.
yeah,
Good.
okay.
Okay. Any other questions on the change order, number 3?
No.
We have a motion,
Motion we approve change order number 3.
A second.
and we have a motion to accept change order number 3, and a second. All in favor? Okay, next is resolution regarding transfer of funds.
And Shirley's not here, she's the one that wanted to do it, and I don't know exactly from, I don't know if she talked to you about which accounts to and to the general funds,
She did not.
So we
All she
should-
said that she needed to move some money into,
the general accounts and stuff. So maybe we should table that until she's, for the next
Do
meeting.
you have a resolution prepared, Edith?
I do, but it's just a temporary, something I wrote up, just,
Do you need that in order for them to vote on it? Okay.
but I don't, she didn't tell me
I
where it's
know.
coming from.
What I'm saying is, have her give me the language.
Is
Okay.
this something that's time sensitive?
It's just to, put in the general accounts to,
Cover?
cover some of the stuff that we're.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be able to make a decision there.
no,
And I guess I don't know which account she wants it from either,
Yeah.
so.
If
Okay,
it
so-
turns out to be time sensitive, then we can address it.
and we can call.
And it's just to do with like the, a new computer and the Black Mountain, software, the extra stuff that's, we're.
You're having trouble with your computer, right?
Yes. Friday wouldn't let me open up any of my Word documents, old and new, and then I came in Sunday to do the meeting, the minutes, and it worked fine. So it's just sporadic. It took me 4 hours to download all my programs from the hard drive to disk one night. 10 disk laters in 4 hours to get it. So,
Jan, can we add that to the 11th?
You'll have to note it separately, because it would be a special
Yeah.
meeting.
so, yeah, we
So
can,
note it
okay,
for the 11th.
In other words, you have to post it separate,
separately,
2 separate
Yes.
times,
okay,
and subject of each.
okay.
Is that all right?
Yeah, 11th is fine to
Address
table
it?
this until the 11th. Need a motion.
Motion we table this, resolution transfer funds.
My second.
Do we have a motion and a second regarding transfer of funds? We move to the 11th, it
Following previous.
probably have to be 8 o'clock or 8:30?
8 o'clock?
8 o'clock? All those in favor?
Aye.
Bill? Okay. We have no zoning correspondence, we have audit bids.
And you got most of them before, I gave them to you before, except for, and the last one came in late, so I don't know if you got them all, if you read through them or not. We had one from,
You got the 3rd, right?
yep, and so the third one was in there also, so I don't know if very.
Was it in the packet or
And
is it
no,
separate?
it was separate, I don't know, some of them got them before, yours probably is with all the stuff in here.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did not bring mine. Did you take some notes on that? Nate?
Which part?
For the
All the audits,
audits, audit bids, do you have any ideas of what you might want, or?
Nothing, was that the packet that we already took home?
some of them, and some of them I gave to you earlier.
Right, and
then
that was for the updated software and all that stuff, correct?
No, this is the audits for, the audits that.
Oh, gotcha, gotcha.
Audits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's good.
This is for the auditor.
Yeah, the
Gotcha.
auditor. So, everybody got copies of all the bids from, we had 3 of them, we had one for Trip and one from Downing and Deming or something.
The third audit came in quite a bit less, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
That was around 3,000 or 4,000.
Yeah, a little less than 4,000, the rest were anywhere from over 10 to close to 20,000.
It's kind of hard to.
Something's amiss there.
Is
Study
there,
about
is there a
it.
definition difference in their auditing? And the reason I ask is because some of those audits are more high, you know, they go
High-end
through,
rather
yeah, they go through a lot more. And you don't think it makes a difference? I would only say that most people only do one of those every 15 years or something, they pay for the extra one.
They're required to be doing it every 2
Yeah, but they do
2 to 3
the,
years.
generally, don't they do it, most people do like a cheaper one on a regular basis, but then like every 15 years or something, then they do the more extensive one. And you have to, whatever you're required to do, that's, you might check into your paperwork. I mean, the 3,000 or 4,000 might not cover what you're required to do.
Robert, right. I agree, I think we need to table that until we all get it in front of us, so we can all look at it,
See what it actually includes.
and we'll study on it, 'cause
When is
I
it
think-
supposed to be performed?
When do you have to have it in by, for acceptance of?
I had one lady already called, I don't know exactly, certainly has not said, but I would think by June, if not before,
Well, they're gonna want to do it before that.
yeah.
is that something we need to do in February? A special meeting,
Maybe March.
or
March of
March?
the regular meeting anyway.
Put
Okay.
it back on the agenda and.
Yeah, now let's do that.
I think, I think what you need to do though, is like, the school is set up that they're audited every July, or every other year in July. I think the school has to do every year. So July, the auditors are in there. So once you get something set up, make sure that it sets up, you know, if yours is every 2 years, fine, but you know that in 2021, you're being audited in March, and keep it that way, so it's on a regular deal.
That would be nice.
Could you reach out to the people that have given an audit since you're postponing this for next month and ask them, could you please give us the scope as to what your audit includes and have each company or private person
I'm sure it's
write you a
included
paragraph?
in the bid.
I believe that they had pretty extensive bids.
Wow,
What
I'm
I-
surprised at the difference in the price then.
Yeah, that's why we need to do a comparison,
Yeah.
look at it and see.
But
I might find out from Bridger and Joliet, who they go with and the extent of theirs.
Yeah, that would help. Because I don't know what Shirley's done as far as on that.
Yeah, I'd touch base with Kirsten Sweet and kind of see where they're at on it, and it's gonna give me some more ballpark.
They use the same company.
I know that we had one that we normally use, but they're so booked up that they couldn't. So,
They wouldn't even give us a bid.
So that's somebody that is doing, they're, like I said, if you schedule it again for 2000, then you have those people in your loop. You're not.
Kind of right in the middle of tax season too, so that, yeah, it's probably not a good thing either.
Yeah, we only had, the notices that she put out, there was only 3 that came in. And the one that usually does mostly ours. they called and said they couldn't even fit us into their schedule.
Okay, well, since we're tabling that, do
We
we
don't
have
have a vote yet.
need to make a motion and table it? When is the March meeting?
It'll be the 4th.
Motion, we table the audits till March 4th.
Bids. I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to table the audit bids for the regular meeting in March 4th. All in favor?
Aye.
The WBI energy letter.
That's just an informational letter that, with the new pipeline, that, there are
With Elk Basin.
well, up here, outside of town.
Mhm.
Just that where they were gonna replace some of it, that needs to be done.
Okay, is that something that we need to read, or just
It
make
was just-
everybody in town aware that they're gonna be coming through and replacing that line, or doing
It's
some more?
above town, actually.
Mhm.
It's above
Snakes
town.
up and above.
And,
Okay.
they're just,
Sitting there,
But they're
they're
gonna
gonna
be going
update all
right-
landowners and everybody
And-
involved with it.
yeah,
Right by our water line.
Can be-
Just, so I'm hoping they don't chop that up.
You're returning the favor, is that pretty?
Yeah.
and I think I gave you all that information
Mhm.
prior to the meeting.
Okay. Is there anything else we need on, any questions about it, or? Okay, the Bartlett Canal Company stockholder meeting town hall. One for
It's-
February 21st at 7 PM.
That's just informational for everybody to know, because last time, I had to reschedule a different meeting that we had a public hearing and
Conflicting.
conflicting schedules and stuff like that, so, I just wanna make sure that it's written that everybody knows that we're having a meeting here. We are shareholders in the Bartlett, so somebody should probably be here to represent the city at the meeting.
Are you gonna go to that, Tim?
I would like to, yes.
Yeah, it's
Should we
Thursday.
make a note to remind me?
Sure.
I'd like to be there. Maybe we can get something straightened out on that ditch.
Good luck.
Well, I went and looked at it last year, and I think I figured out why it floods over here.
Where? Over here?
No, why it floods up here by the
Oh.
trailer park?
Oh, why?
It's because they haven't cleaned the ditch on the other end. It allows that much water through the culvert out on the other end. Nobody's maintained the ditch. And if it draws properly, it'll drain this whole thing down.
So is that the city's responsibility then,
It's
or?
everybody upstream.
It's a shareholder on the ditch,
Which we are one.
which we are one. I don't know who all's on that. I don't know
Figure
who the
that out.
shareholders are. But they all need to share the cost.
Meeting
You
to
should be
figure
able to
out,
find that
pull
out
up.
at the meeting, the annual meeting, not the regular monthly meeting.
No,
right?
it's an annual meeting, yes.
Mhm. Be able to get some answer on whether everybody can pull up and let's get it taken care of or what.
You'll also be able to find out who the ditch writer is.
Is that being held right here?
With him.
Yes, it'll be held here.
Is this gonna be big enough for them?
It usually is, they only have 6 or 7 people. for it.
Really?
And I know that, the one that we had to cancel, she said she sent out 150 invitations, and I says, it's big enough here, and she goes, oh yeah, she goes, only about 50 of them show up, or less.
There
50?
was 8.
Temporary fire code.
So 6 to 8 people showed up for that meeting. It was up in the lobby.
That was a yearly or a monthly?
A yearly,
That was
I have-
monthly last time.
monthly, last month.
And that's standard.
You know, another thing, Tim, when you're up there, what you might ask them is, and I might go too, because I've got more at stake there, but it seems like they allow a lot of dead timber to lay around on those ditch banks. And I'm really concerned that some kid going through there with a cigarette or something. Tosses it down in there and we'll lose 10 houses along that bank.
You could real quick.
Yeah, and I think if it's their property, I think they should maintain that. And make sure it's not a fire
I
hazard.
agree. 'cause
What
it's-
you're saying makes sense, because just out here, this ditch out here, the
Yeah.
weeds as tall as they are and stuff, that's all it's gonna take, is
Yeah.
somebody to throw their
One-
cigarette out the window or a
Mhm.
match, and, man,
I know, it
The
concerns
problem
me.
is the ability to move that timber away from that water and do it correctly without DEQ climbing all over you. As somebody who does it, it's not as simple as just hacking it up and taking it out there. Because it's a water system, there's only certain equipment you can use next to it, there's certain times you can do it, it's not just as simple as moving a tree
They can
out.
actually move equipment down the
Right.
the
They're right away.
ditch
They bring the
when they
drag-
do it at
Yeah.
the right time.
Drag
Yeah.
line in and clean it,
Yeah.
to do with the wrangler and everything else.
Yeah, they've just, I think they've neglected
Yeah.
that.
It's
No,
just
I
really
agree.
taking along there, especially on the little parcel the school owns above the Catholic church.
That's really.
The big cottonwoods through there.
Yeah, it is a mess. And I've actually received complaints from people out of town that think it's a big mess.
It's unsightly at the best and a fire hazard at the worst.
Yes.
It's a brush field
Yeah,
from one end of town to the other.
And we do have issues there, I agree. Yeah, the more people, the better. Okay, so that'll be on the 21st. Our next item, public comment.
I can move this up further in the agenda if you guys like.
Anything
It's always
not on
been
the
in the
agenda?
bottom. It's always been on the bottom, but if you guys feel like you want it further up, because public content, we have open discussions on all the agendas and everything like this. This is just, if you have any other discussions.
Should be good where it's at, because that lets us get rid of the other business first. And most people come in with a comment on the agendas.
And so,
yeah, it's, you're 6 one way and a half a dozen the other.
so
But
I'm, yeah,
most places run it at the top, because the people generally, if they don't have something that's on the agenda, they just have one particular thing they wanna say, they come in, they say it, and they walk out the door and they leave. And it doesn't matter. I mean, you can look around, there's 3 or 4 that run theirs at the top, and then there's some that run them at the bottom.
If you run that top, takes up the whole meeting sometimes too.
Yeah, and you really have to limit it.
We need to
Yes.
get our business done first, and then
so,
I like it where it's at, Jan, personally.
okay.
So, you guys like it where it's at?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Anybody got any comments?
I do have one comment.
Yes.
And we have new employees and stuff, and I really want people to think about the council, about being fair. I mean, I look at Jeremy, and we have snow removal to do now, and we don't have the 2 people that we had prior. And you have equipment that takes 2 people to run a lot of it. And I mean, it's pretty unfair to him, I think, and I'm a woman looking at it. I mean, like, loading that snow and removing it, you guys need